Hello, my name's Owen,
My name is Malaka.
and this is the Total Football Therapy Podcast. Today we'll be breaking down football with zero credentials. Our first episode today will be about World Cup, and we're going to be predicting the entire tournament today. We're going to be talking about who we think is going to be the player of the tournament, the younger player of the tournament, the best team, the underachievers, and yeah.
Let's get into it.
Let's just get into it.
Where are we starting from? From Group A.
Group A, come.
Who's in Group A? Let's have a look.
Let's have a look. Mexico, Korea, South Africa, and Czech.
Check. Well, I think Mexico clears that group.
Yeah, true.
I actually don't know anything about that
I
group.
don't know
Let me
anything
keep
about
it
that
about. Who's Mexico got? They got the best keeper.
They got
innit?
the best keeper. What's his name?
He's played as many World Cups as Messi
Yeah,
and
innit?
Ronaldo.
Ochoa and that.
Ochoa.
Yeah, I swear that's his
Yeah,
name.
he's looking rough nowadays, you know.
But every time it's World Cup season,
He turns up.
it turns up. I can't lie.
Then who else they got?
They got Korea,
South
South Korea,
Korea.
South Africa, and Czech. I think Korea will go through.
Korea, they got Son.
I think South Africa will go third, probably.
Nah, I think Czechia.
Czechia.
Who's South Africa got?
I don't know. I don't know these teams. I can't lie, but it's just I just feel like
Czechia. Who've they got?
I don't
Nah,
know.
I feel like they've got better players. They got Patrick Schick.
They got Patrick Schick. Look at the striker, innit?
Yeah.
Mm.
They got. Let me look at their squad. Let's have a look.
Let's have a look.
But I can't even spell it.
Yeah, Patrick Schick. Are you sure? Yeah, they got Patrick Schick. They do have Patrick Schick. They have Thomas Suchek.
Shoe check.
That's a lot of height in the team.
Let me look
Corner-
at South Africa's.
They can use Arsenal's tactic of set pieces. You never know.
We're not on our tactics because our tactics. England's going to use our tactics and we're going to bring it home. South Africa, they've got one Premier League player
Yeah,
and all the other players are not in Europe.
not even in Europe. Yeah, I don't think they'll make it far. I think they finish fourth.
I think they finished fourth. Their coach is 74.
Nah, they're not.
That's
they're not,
crazy.
Yeah, they're not gonna make it far. So what are we going for?
I'll go Mexico top, South Korea second, and Czechia third.
Yeah, I'll go with the same.
We'll move on to Group B. Who is in Group B? We've got Bosnia, Canada, Qatar, and Switzerland.
I think Switzerland they should have a decent team. Normally, just going off like normal World Cups, they've had Xhaka. He's been doing well for Sunderland this season.
Yeah.
Been arguably the signing of the season. I think they'll have a good team. Jan Sommer in goal. Yeah, they have a decent team. They normally do well in tournament competitions, like in the Euros 2021. They beat France unexpectedly as well. I think they'll do well in this tournament. I think they'll top the group. I think second will be Canada. I think having playing on your home ground as well, it helps a lot. So yeah, I think that will be the top two of the group.
I agree with that. I think Canada have a decent squad. They got Alphonso Davies. He usually plays further forward for them, actually.
Yeah, he plays on the wing.
The
innit?
winger position carries them a lot. They got Jonathan David. They got Buchanan. They got fast attackers. I think they could be a decent counter-attacking team.
Yeah.
And then I think Qatar surprised a lot of people at the last World Cup.
Oh yeah, they even.
But they were the host nation, so I don't know if that carries on into this World Cup. I think they won a surprise game. I forgot who it was against. But I think they could do decent. I've actually finished third in that group ahead of Bosnia. I don't know who they've got nowadays. They used to have Dzeko and Pjanic, but
as well, yeah.
let me check their squad. I don't think they have anyone of note.
But
Let's
even talking about Qatar, they won the Asian Cup and that. I'm pretty sure.
Dzeko is still playing. He's 40.
40. He needs
At
to
Schalke,
put
still
the
playing.
fries in the bag, bro.
Bundesliga 2. Alright, so for that group, we'll go with Switzerland to top it, Canada second, Qatar third, and Bosnia getting knocked out, going home early. Group C, this is a free group, kind of.
What is it?
Got Brazil, Haiti, Morocco, and Scotland.
I'm telling you now, Scotland are gonna do better than Morocco.
Scotland are gonna. You think McTominay's got
I
aura?
think McTominay, the way he plays for Napoli, the way he plays for Scotland, like the way he's just brought himself about, coming leaving Man United, joining Napoli, bringing their first Scudetto. Now he's got that aura about him that I just don't know. I feel like they're gonna be one of those teams that you don't really expect to do well, but they're gonna get somewhere. Maybe round of 16, who knows? But I think they'll do well.
The thing is, you have to understand is that this is the World Cup. McTominay's got the aura in Italy, but when it comes to playing against the biggest countries, biggest players, he hasn't really showed up in Europe. What has he done for Napoli? Napoli have done nothing.
Italian teams across Europe this season haven't been doing.
Headphones died.
Haven't been doing well.
Yeah, like a mute on the OBS. Say nothing. It'll just cut out.
We'll cut that out. Yeah.
I mute on the thing here.
Yeah.
Alright,
Wait,
that's
did
it.
you mute it or the green thing, the headphone thing?
No, I'm gonna slide it. Wrap it up.
Oh yeah, turn the slide off. Yeah.
Wait. Before we start again, let me write
see
down
things up.
things that we're gonna talk about then.
Yeah, it's taken out.
Play in the tournament. Young player of the tournament. Underachievers. Overachiever.
Dark horses.
Dark horses.
That's a money shot.
And top goal scorer. Yeah, that would be. We'll go top goal scorer, young player of the year. Okay, come. No, we'll go player of the tournament at the end.
Hey, say that again.
So player of the tournament, young player of the tournament, underachievers, dark horses, and top goal scorer. That's 5 things. What are we on now?
We're speaking about Scotland.
Oh, we're talking about Matt Tominay. Oh yeah, Matt Tominay, he's got that aura about him. Napoli, okay, in Champions League football, where it's the biggest stage of club football, they haven't been doing their best. But I don't think Italian teams as a whole have been doing their best. I'm pretty sure not a single Italian team went through to the round of 16 in the Champions League anyway. So I'm not gonna fault that on him. But in the World Cup for Scotland, like, he turns up in the big moments for them. He's the reason why they even qualified for the World Cup. So I just think him himself will be able to, like, the certain for example, like Bale at the Euros in 2016, he carried Wales. Like, I think Scott McTominay will do the same thing for Scotland.
I think Brazil will easily top this group. I think they have way more quality than the other teams in this group. I just think Morocco are the second undeniable team. Obviously, what was it? Semi-finals of the last World Cup.
Yeah.
They've got a good squad. They've got Bono in goal, Hakimi, Mazraoui. They've got Premier League proven players. Whereas Scotland, you're looking around, they've got Scottish Premier League players. They've got Tierney. They've got McTominay. That's the only players of note really in their team.
That's true, to be fair. I hear that.
We don't really know much about them. Maybe they've got a few good players, but if you look, they got Brahim Diaz. Obviously, he missed that penalty in the AFCON.
Yeah,
embarrassing.
But he's still been doing well.
He's still a player of quality.
Yeah, for Morocco.
I just think Amrabat obviously not been good as late. Not been good when he played for United, but I still think they've got undeniable quality that they can't look past.
That's true. I can't lie. They have a more well-rounded squad than Scotland, so it makes more sense as to why they should go through. But I just have this like slight feeling that McTominay will do something. So yeah, I'll have myself. I personally doing Brazil to finish first, Scotland, Morocco, then Bosnia.
I just think maybe if Haiti get a point off
Haiti,
Scotland,
sorry.
Scotland. Maybe if Haiti get a point off Scotland, you never know. Obviously, Haiti could be free loot, but you never know in these tournaments. And then I just think Scotland. Yeah, they've got McTominay, but McTominay's not a guy you can rely on to carry you through everything, in my opinion. I think he's good for moments, and he might be good for a goal against Brazil, maybe, you never know. But I don't think he'll do enough to take them from the jump from
Like
third to
the
second.
World Cup is about moments. It's where like the biggest players announce themselves. And I'm not saying McTominay is the biggest player, but for Scotland, he is their biggest player. For Napoli, he's been their biggest player. So I think he'll announce himself on the World Cup and show why he's one of the best players in the world, one of the best 10s in fact. I think he's one of the best 10s in the world personally. So I think he'll show it this World Cup in 2026.
I think Morocco have got one of the, not even just one of the best right backs. I think he's one of the best players in the world. He's the best in his position. He's playing for the best team. And I know you can say it's a right back, but what he does in attack as well,
Yeah,
he pops up with big moments. Last year in the Champions League, he popped up with big goals against Villa. And I just think Morocco's undeniable for that second place.
Yeah, I can hear it. I can understand that as well.
Right, so we'll agree on Brazil finishing first, Morocco finishing second, Scotland third, and Haiti going home early. All right, Group D. This is a Friars group. We're looking at Australia, Paraguay, Turkey, and USA.
Australia, Paraguay, Turkey, and USA. I think USA should top that group. It's home soil. They've got good players as well. I think they should be able to top the group easily. Who's in that group as well?
Paraguay, Turkey, USA.
Paraguay, Turkey, USA. I don't know much about Turkey. They've got
Turkey. They got Yildiz.
and they've got
Arda Güler. So their attack is looking strong.
Their attack is looking strong, and Arda Güler and the Euros was doing well in the Euros as well. Scored that banger. So yeah, I think they'll do well. I think they'll go second as well, and then Paraguay and Australia. I don't know much about the squads, but I think if we're gonna go off World Cup history or whatever, who's done well, Australia faced Argentina in the round of 16 last year, in the last World Cup, sorry. So I think they'll finish third. and I'll go Paraguay to finish last.
I don't know anything about Paraguay and Australia. Let's be honest.
Let's-
I think Australia have got a better track record, so I'll go with them to finish third. I think Turkey second, but I think this World Cup is going to be the World Cup where Yildiz announces himself. You know me, I love that guy.
Yeah,
His
sure.
right foot is sweet. He's the reason I started watching Serie A football. Serie A football is boring football, but I watch it for him. I think he's going to take them far. I think he's even going to outshine Arda Güler and be their main man. I think his qualities on off the flank, inside 10, left wing, in that kind of pocket, you see those players operating. I think him cutting inside, you don't want to let him cut inside because he'll find that top corner. And I think he can get a good few goals for them and maybe even surprise top the group and make it far.
I even think Arda Güler needs this tournament himself because Real Madrid haven't been doing well. He hasn't. Ever since he's been at Real Madrid, he's been on and off. Like we've seen moments of him against Bayern where he's been playing really well, but I feel like he needs the stage to really announce himself as well again because we know what talent he has. But it's just about these tournaments are about proving yourself to the whole world and showing why you should be classed as people comparing him to Lamine Yamal, and like Lamine Yamal has what he's done in Europe is unimaginable at the age of 18. So a player like Arda Güler as well needs to show himself as to why people should put him on that same pedestal. Yeah.
I hear it. So we'll go with USA to top the group, Turkey second, Australia third, and Paraguay fourth. Onto Group E. That is a way more interesting group featuring your country, top one, Curacao, Ecuador, Germany, Ivory Coast.
Can't lie. Putting Ivory Coast to finish second. Obviously, I know myself. But Germany will top the group. They have a good squad. Number 9, Kai Havertz. They've got Wirtz. Even though he hasn't had the greatest season,
Turns up for them.
He'll still play well for them. They've got Jamal Musiala. They've got a decent squad. I think they'll easily top the group. They have good defenders as well, and Rudiger as well. So I think they'll top. Neuer's back as well,
Yeah.
which could help them. So yeah, I think they'll top the squad. And then obviously, I think Ivory Coast will finish second. I think people are looking at our squad, and I don't know why, but underrating us. I think we're actually gonna do well this tournament. I think we're gonna show why we're one of the best African countries at this current moment in time. We've got good, even though Amad Diallo hasn't had the best season, he's still a great winger for us. We've got Diamonde, he's a great winger. He's got teams like Liverpool looking out for him as well. So I think we've got a great attack. We've got Pepe as well. Let's not forget about him. I think we've got a great rounded team, and I think we should finish second. Like I don't see a reason why we shouldn't finish second.
I think Ecuador's to the point where they're playing at a level that's so high and so unexpectedly high that they're not even underrated anymore. I think they should easily get into round of 32, round of 16. That defense that they have, that triangle of Hincapié, Patra, and Caicedo, that would be one of the best triangles in the world. You look at Caicedo, he's gone for 100 million price. He started the season off really well. People were speaking about him, saying that he's better than Declan Rice. He's on that level. He's world class. Obviously, he tailed off towards the end of the season, but two people that didn't tail off behind him, Hincapié for Arsenal and Patra for PSG, both in the Champions League final, Premier League winner, Champions League winner. You could argue that Patra has been the best centre-back for that defence. Hincapié has played an amazing role for Arsenal when we need to shore up the defence and make sure that we can lock down a single winger. Taking off Calafiori and putting Hincapié in has made sure that we can see less goals. And you never know, he's actually decent with the ball at his feet. I think he's underrated with the ball at his feet. And he could pop up with attacking moments, good on a set piece. You never know. We're looking at the rest of their squad. They've got a few decent players. They've got Estupinian, obviously. He had Valencia. I think he scored a hat-trick at the last World Cup. Or he scored a good few goals at the last World Cup. 2 brace at the last World Cup. They've got a few Premier League players, few Bundesliga players. I think they could do really well, to be honest.
I still think Ivory Coast is just like, when I talk about Ivory Coast, of course it's like it's personal to me, but like when I think about the players that we've had before, like we've had the greats like Yaya Toure and Didier Drogba, but they've never actually made it far into the World Cup. And I think this team, they've got a really good, like they're really good cohesively. I saw them play against South Korea, was it at in Kent at not in Kent, at MK Dons. And they played really well attackingly. They were great defensively. I just think they've got a really well-rounded squad. I think their attack is good when they play for their country, especially Ahmad, because I know he hasn't had the greatest of seasons, but we saw against France what they can do. If they can stop a team like France, who has arguably the greatest attack. Well, no, I don't think arguably. I think they have the greatest attack going into this World Cup. I mean, I think they'll do really well this World Cup as well. I think they're a really underrated team, and I think they'll go further than people expect them to go.
I think both these teams have an opportunity to go far. I just think that Ecuador, that defense undeniable.
True defense. We've seen defensive do a lot this season with Arsenal, with other teams. Yeah, it's true. It could
And in these cup competitions, you know that defense, you need it to go far. Obviously, World Cup's about moments, so these teams, they can get a moment and nick a goal. And I think if they show up defense, keep clean sheets, and they've been keeping clean, they haven't lost a game since 2024, which shows you that even though if they get a lot of draws, that shows you that their defense is really good and they're good at nicking goals. So I think I would go with them second, but I wouldn't be mad at you putting Ivory Coast in
We're
second.
gonna put Ivory Coast second simply because of the bias, but
Okay.
at the same time, I still
Brendan
think
behind the camera is getting mad, but we're gonna go Germany top, Ivory Coast second, Ecuador third, and Curacao fries. Into Group F, got Japan, Netherlands, Sweden, and Tunisia.
I mean, when we're looking at group of deaths, I don't think we have a group of death in terms of in the entire World Cup, but Sweden, Japan, and
Netherlands.
I think Netherlands have a really good defense going into this World Cup. They've got Dumfries, they got Timber, they got Van Dijk.
Timber's actually pulled out of injury.
What, he's not playing in the World Cup?
Nah, he pulled out of injury now.
Oh damn, that could be costly
Big
for
hit.
them. I think he's been arguably the best right back this season. I don't think. I mean, it's been him and Hakimi. I feel like they've been the best. That's gonna be tough for them, man. But like,
If you're looking at their defense, they've still got a strong defense.
They've got a strong defense.
Dumfries, Van Dijk,
Yeah.
Van Hecker, Van de Ven, Hato, and I think their squad all round isn't that bad. I think the place that they're lacking in, is the attack. But they got Brian Brobby,
Steve
Buku, Brian Brobby. Wow, of course, your striker from back then. Depay, Somerville, Mullen. I think they've actually got a decently
The only
well-rounded
problem I
squad.
think is Gakpo. I think he honks. I think like he's supposed to. When we're talking about that, he's gonna be their main attacker. I feel like he's supposed to be their main attacker. I think he's gonna be the main guy for them when it comes to who's gonna deliver for them. And I don't think he's gonna do as well in this attack, which might be a hindrance to them. But I feel like they still have other players to make up for it. Like Somerville, he had a crazy run with West Ham. Like at some point, people were saying that he's only good because of the edits that we were seeing of him on TikTok. But he had a good period at great patch at West Ham this season. And we also have Brian Brobby, who he can cause the problems to certain defenses. He's so strong on the ball, holding the ball up. Like he's gonna be a real problem in this World Cup. And do you know what? I think they'll do. I think they'll top the group. I think they'll be the best squad in this group. But looking at the other team, Japan and Sweden.
You know who Sweden have? I don't have to hit the yacht, but I think they'll clear Japan simply because of him. He turns up for his country, turns up when he's really needed, and he will be a world-class striker this time next year.
That's an insane statement to make. I can't lie. I don't think Gyökeres has the qualities yet to be a World Cup striker. But I think, for Sweden, he's the reason why they even qualified. For Sweden, I think he's a really great player. I think he hasn't been as bad as people are making him out to be for Arsenal. I think he's been key for them in certain moments. I mean, I think they have a great squad. They have Isak as well. I mean, I can see them finishing second. But Japan, every time, like for example, what was it? The last World Cup, I thought they were going to run out. It was Spain, Germany, and Japan.
Yeah, tough group.
They somehow managed to finish. Was it second or first?
Second.
They somehow managed to finish second. They've got this team about them where it's like you think they're gonna do something against Belgium. They could have won in 2018. They could have beaten them. They just got a team where you think they could potentially do something to the bigger teams. And I feel like they always play well when they're in the World Cup. So I see a reason why I can see why they can finish second as well. And Blue Lock projects.
Blue Lock project fries. I just think the attacking power that Sweden have in Alanga, Isak and Gyökeres is much further ahead of what Japan have. The only notable player being Matoma, I think. So I think that for that reason, I put them second. But quickly, I just want to touch on Netherlands and the midfield that they have, because they have a good few players in midfield. They got Frankie de Jong, they got Gravenberch, they got Koopman, who's actually been really good this season. If you've been watching Juventus, obviously most of the people haven't because they're not in Europe. Quinton Timber, who's actually a really underrated player because of his brother. I've watched his comps. I think that team could go further than people expect. Obviously, Netherlands, they're a big country, but they've been underperforming as late. I don't know when they made it to the semi-final of the Euros, but apart from that, I don't think they've been performing in the World Cups. I think they could get to a little cheeky round of 16 quarterfinals, maybe even the semi-finals, depending on how their draw goes. And I think that's an underrated team.
Yeah, that midfield sounds solid. Like outside of like the best midfield, we're not going to get to that yet, but I think they sound like they have a good midfield as well. Like they have De Jong. I think De Jong is one of the best players when he's not injured in the world. Like in his position, I think there's times where people overlook him because of Pedri, who's also world class. But I think De Jong is very good and very vital to that Barcelona team. I feel like there's times this season when I've watched Barcelona and him being out has kind of been a hindrance to them as well. But I think they have a very solid midfield. Gravenberch hasn't had the greatest of seasons, but we know that he has a certain standard. I think that's not down to him. I think that's more down to the tactical approach that Liverpool have been playing this season with Arne Slot. But I think he'll bounce back this World Cup and show us why he's one of the best players in the world.
I think you could say that about another player, Johnny Reinders, in the squad as well. I think he was excellent last season when he was at Milan. Yeah, came to the Prem. We thought he was going to be on that level, world class.
Wolves, we saw that.
We saw it.
The game against Wolves, we thought he was going to be amazing.
It just seems like Pep's system really hasn't suited him, but we know the level that he can play at and that he can show. So they've got quality in the defense, quality in the midfield, all right attack. I think they can do decent, and I think they'll easily top this group.
Yeah, I think they'll top this group, and I think Sweden will come second with their attacking prowess.
Okay, so we'll go for Group F. Netherlands to top the group, Sweden second, Japan third, and Tunisia fourth. Going into Group G, this is another fries group. Let's just say it how it is. Belgium, Egypt, Iran, and New Zealand. I'm going to say it now. I don't know anything about Egypt. They've got Salah.
They've got Salah,
Iran,
yeah, exactly.
Iran and New Zealand. I don't know anything about these countries.
Man,
so.
Iran and America, that don't sound safe. But
I've heard that they're using Egypt versus Iran to promote LGBTQ. So I don't know how that's gonna work because
I mean, yeah, I don't want to get cancelled too early, but anyways, yeah.
I don't know how that's gonna work. They might cancel that game. I don't know, but I'm gonna just whiz through it. Belgium to top the group. Egypt second.
New Zealand third.
Third.
New Zealand, they got what's his name? Nottingham Forest striker.
Chris Wood.
And
Iran the bottom.
Iran bottom.
Yeah, we'll do that, and then we'll just go through into Group H now. Sorry, Belgium top. Egypt second, New Zealand third, and Iran fourth.
L production.
Yeah.
You know that, like, I think.
Hey, background.
No. Let's see. Go ahead.
Apparently, Iran have to like to leave the US same day. Like they play, they can't stay.
Why?
Say swear.
They're not allowed. I think like they're not allowed. They're telling them that after they finish the game, they have to fly out and they have to wait till the next game.
Fly out.
You know what? Anyways, let's just watch that group. Yeah, politics, man. We don't.
On to Group H. You got. I don't even know how to say this country's name. Is it what?
Cap Verde, or was it Cap? It's Cap Verde, innit?
Cap Verde, Saudi Arabia, Spain, and Uruguay. We've got one of the favourites for the whole tournament. Spain, obviously, they've got Lamine Yamal, in my opinion, best player in the world, playing at the highest level. They've also got, in my opinion, the best midfielder in the world, and, in my opinion, the best goalkeeper in the world, in David Raya. So I think this team easily clears this group. 9 out of 9 points. And then I'll go with Uruguay to finish second. I don't really know much about them, but they're a good World Cup team. They seem to make it far. They got Valverde, Darwin Núñez. I can't believe I'm saying that with a straight face. I'm not sure who else they've got. Saudi Arabia, I think, will finish third. I think Cap Verde, I don't know anything about them. Saudi Arabia actually got a win on Argentina in the last tournament. They did decent, so that's my predictions for this group.
Yeah, I agree with him. I think Spain have the best all-rounded squad in the tournament. I think they have a great defence. They have got Kabasi and Huijsen, 2 young centre-backs. They got midfield, they got Fabian Ruiz and Pedri, and they've got Rodri as well. I think their team is stacked as well. I think it's another team that you can just see them like. I just feel like they're gonna whiz through this tournament. I feel like until like the semi-finals and finals is when they're really gonna struggle. They might struggle if they face a strong team, but I mean we've seen them at recent tournaments. The Euros, they were amazing. Well, Nations League, even though they didn't win it, they were still great. I think they're the best squad in this tournament outside of France. I think, I agree with that. Yeah, I think they're the best squad in this group.
So for this group, we'll go with Spain to top it by far, Uruguay second, Saudi Arabia third, and Cap Verde last, probably getting 0 points. Maybe they'll get a point, you never know. Group I, another favourite for the tournament in this group, got France, Iraq, Norway, and Senegal. I think the key talking point of this group is actually Norway and Senegal, because I think they'll be fighting it for the second point. But quickly, we have to speak about France. That attack, they've got Mbappe, Thuram, Doué, Cherki, Elise, Dembele, I even forgot about him. Barcola at Cluj is insane. That's 8 or 7 world-class attackers right there, and only 4 of them can start.
That's, to me, that is just, I feel like people have been saying, I've been seeing people say like too much salt can ruin
The dish.
the dish. Bro, when you have that much quality in attack, you just think to yourself that they're gonna absolutely obliterate the teams that they come up against. I feel like their team is just so, when it comes to that attack, it's so, and I think their defense is even underrated in itself as well, because they've got arguably the best centre back in the world in Saliba. I feel like their team is all round. I think is really good. I think their midfield as well is underrated as well. I think Zaire Emery has come off the back of an amazing season. I think he's filled in Fabio Ruiz's spot from the season before that, and I feel like they're just destined to do well. And I feel like Mbappe has to prove himself this World Cup, and we've seen it in the two other World Cups, 2022 and 2018, where he's shown that he is the best player in the world. And I think this World Cup he's going to do it again and step up and show why he should be Real Madrid's main man, why that all of these lot that were signing for him to go out are going to be wrong. He's just going to prove himself he's going to prove himself again this World Cup and show why he's one of the greatest of all time, I think. Yeah.
If you had to predict France's front 4, what would you go for? Starting front 4.
I've seen Deschamps go for Mbappe up top, which I don't like, but I'm going to go for Mbappe on the wing, Dembele up top, Cherki as a 10, and Elise on the right.
I don't think this is what he should go for, but I think this is what he'll do. I think he'll go Mbappe, I think he'll go Thuram, and I think he'll go Dembele on the wing and Elise in the 10, because I've seen him do that in a few friendlies.
Yeah,
it looks like they want to play with a focal point striker, which Mbappe and Dembele they don't do that.
True.
So I think that's what they'll do. If I think what they should do, I think they should go Dembele up top, Mbappe, Elise, and Cherki in the 10. But we'll see how that goes. Whichever way they do it, I think they'll easily top that group.
I want to speak about Cherki as well, real quickly, because he's just come off the back of an amazing season. First season in the Prem. Obviously, they finished second, but he's even the reason why they even stayed in the title race along with Doku. And I think he's just been an amazing player this season. And I think this season he'll show why he is. I think he's up there with Bruno. Not there yet. I think he's just below Bruno. But I think this World Cup could show. No, I think he's just below Bruno. I think Bruno is. I mean, let me not even talk about Bruno. We'll get there. But I think Cherki, he's just below them. I think this World Cup will show. He'll show everyone why at Marseille they were already calling him one of the best players in the world. And he'll just prove himself.
I'm an Arsenal fan. I hate that guy, but I love watching him when he's not playing against my team. I think he's someone that you turn on your TV to watch him, and I really hope he plays. I want to see that. Let's move on to the other countries. We've got Norway, obviously their main man. They've got Erling Haaland. 9 goals in one game in the qualifiers for Norway in one of those matches. We've got Odegaard just behind him. Obviously, he's not coming off the best of seasons. Premier League going on now. Just had to say that.
No, but Odegaard
for Norway, behind Haaland. Haaland's runs, Haaland's box threat. Odegaard in that right pocket, feeding in those crosses. I think anything is possible for that country with those two operating at their best.
They have like who's that young? They have a young.
They've got. Let's look at their squad quickly.
They've got a young winger. I don't know who.
They've got a few Premier League attackers.
Nusa, he's really good. They've got Oscar Bob.
Soloff as well.
Yeah.
You know what he does against Barca. Against other teams, not too good, but he shows what he can do, and I think that team has a bit of potential, but we can't overlook Senegal as well.
Yeah, man. Senegal, they've come off the back of getting robbed of the AFCON, but they've got a great squad. I mean, Mane, when he plays for Senegal, is always performing. I just think Diouf, even though I think he's played well for West Ham, even though they're getting relegated, I feel like they've got a great squad. I think they'll be unfortunate to not finish second, but they'll still finish third, which means they won't go out, but they might potentially go through. They might potentially go through further into the round of 16. Who knows?
I'd go with Norway to finish second and Senegal third, just edging it to Norway, just for the fact that I think they have one of the best players in the world, if not the best striker in the world.
Yeah.
And I think that can't be overlooked. So for Group H, we're going with France, Iraq, Norway, and Senegal. Moving on to Group J, another one of people are not saying it's they're the favourites, but in my opinion, with this play on with Messi on their team, they're always going to be the
With
favourites.
Messi on the team, I think this World Cup, the fact that he's already won a World Cup, the pressure's off him now, and I feel like he's gonna play I think he's gonna play way better than he did in the 22 World Cup because of the pressure's less off him as well. I think in the MLS he's shown great qualities that he can even still play in Europe. I think the MLS place is just for him to just to chill. Like he doesn't really
money grab.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't really need to play in Europe to prove himself. He's shown that he's the best player in Europe. He's shown that he's the best of all time already, and I think they've also got other qualities around him as well with Julian Alvarez and Enzo that will also help him in this World Cup run as well.
I think that I can't believe I'm gonna have to say this, but I think this World Cup he's gonna prove that he's still one of, if not the best player in the world.
I don't know how it's still a debate.
I think the qualities that he has is still at this age. His body manipulations, the way he can drop the shoulder, go left, right, quick. His passing, I think it's being highlighted even more that he's in the MLS, and even more of age for the fact that he's not making those runs in behind as much. He's dropping deeper, collecting the ball, and I think with players like Alvarez in front of him, he's got Nico Paz ready to announce himself to the world at this World Cup. Simeone, I think those players running in behind and him picking up the ball deep, I think Argentina could go far. They've got Enzo, they've got strong defense, I think.
And with Argentina, they've never been, I don't think last World Cup they were the favourites, but they had players around Messi who were willing to run for him. And I think they'll do the same this World Cup because of how much they just love Messi and their country. I think they're just going to be willing to run for him. And that's what they're going to need this World Cup to maybe retain it. Who knows?
And other countries in the group, we've got Algeria, Austria, and Jordan. Once again, we don't know much about this group. Algeria, we've got Mahrez. That's about it. So I'm going to put them second in the group. I'm going to put Austria third and Jordan to finish last. Don't know if you agree with that.
Yeah, I agree with it.
So yeah, that's what we'll go for. Argentina, Algeria, Austria, and Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
Another kind of fries group. We've got Colombia, Congo, Portugal, and Uzbekistan. But obviously, we have to touch on Portugal because Portugal,
best midfield.
They've got some of the best players in the world at their disposal. But that's not one of the biggest talking points. The biggest talking points is, can Cristiano Ronaldo use those players to finally bring it home and finally conquer football and in his mind become better than Messi?
I think their success is going to come from him not playing. I think he is a hindrance to their team. I don't think he offers much except for being a presence in the box and possibly getting a tap in, and headers, which he's great at. We all know that he's great at. But I think the age is getting up to him. I think the Saudi league is just his pace. I don't think he's going to be able to match that pace. I don't think he's going to be at the pace that he needs to be at the World Cup. And I feel like their midfield is going to be their biggest point in this tournament. I think they've got the best midfield going into this tournament. It's so well balanced. Vitinha, Neves, we've just seen how they can dominate. I mean, in the final they weren't the greatest, but we've seen it across this season how good they can be. Bruno in the 10 coming off a record-breaking season, and I just feel like I feel like that midfield is gonna be the real key to them possibly even winning the World Cup. Who knows? I
do agree with you in a sense. I think that midfield will be the key for them if they're gonna go on to the later stages, semi-finals, finals, and win the World Cup. But I do think Ronaldo has to play. I think his quality in the final third is undeniable when he's at his best. I think Ronaldo's problem is he thinks he is so much better than the rest of his teammates. And I think if he actually decides to lean into his teammates and play with his teammates, he's got the best 10 in the world behind him, creating the most chances in the world at the moment at the highest volume, at the highest rate. I think all he has to do is stop dropping deep, coming to get the ball and thinking he's that Ronaldo of the past and play his poacher role.
Play his poacher role. I agree with that, yeah. But I just feel like his ego gets in his way too much. I feel like even the way he's described this tournament prior to with his interview with Pierre Morgans and him talking about how it's just a 7-game tournament, I feel like the way he I know it means a lot much more to him in his head probably, but the way he discredits it before that, just the way this guy acts as a person, as a player, I think it will affect him a lot in this World Cup. And if he doesn't manage to retain that and accept that he's not the Ronaldo of the past, I don't think they'll win the World Cup. Yeah,
we'll have to see how that goes. But obviously, touching on the midfield, they've got four, in my opinion, world-class midfielders in Bruno Fernandes, Vitinha, João Neves, and Bernardo Silva. How do you think the coach is going to manage that?
I think. I mean, I've seen them play with a 5-back before. And I don't think that's gonna work. I think Bernardo Silva is just gonna have to maybe he'll play him on the right instead of playing him in the midfield. But I don't think that's Bernardo Silva's role. I don't think he can do that. But who knows? I think he has to play Bruno, Vitinha, João Neves. I think that has to be his midfield three. I think Bernardo Silva has to accept the role that he's gonna be on the bench this World Cup, and he's old as well. He's not. I don't think he's going to be as vital as these other players who've come off a great season. So has he as well. I think he's been very vital for City in the later ends of the season, but I think he's going to have to accept his role of being on the bench.
I think he's seen it in City as well. He's one of the leaders in that squad.
Yeah.
Whenever I see Portugal, he looks like one of the leaders on that pitch, and I don't think he's going to sit on the bench. I personally think they might go to a 5-back. You've seen it with City a few times how they float with this box midfield. I think that could be beneficial because you've got Nelson Semedo, who, I mean, is it Nelson Semedo? Am I bugging? Nuno Mendes, Nuno Mendes, who can run the flank for Portugal, and Cancelo on the other side, who can run the flank. You've seen it, he does it.
Got
Conceição on the right, Pedro Neto layout. They've got wingers, they've got players to facilitate having all four of them in midfield, and I honestly think that's what they should go for, and have Bruno and Bernardo Silva as far up as possible to create chances for Ronaldo and create shots for themselves, and have Vitinha and João Neves behind. I think also touching on Vitinha and João Neves, I was trying to speak about João Neves quickly because that guy, I think he's better than Vitinha.
I agree. I think he's been the best midfielder this season. I think Vitinha is the person who controls. He's more likely to dictate games, but I think João Neves can do that as well. And I think he's just got, to quote what's his name, Fuad. He's got that dog in him. Like he can get into challenges. He works hard off the ball. Like he's so good. He's so reliable on the ball. He's so reliable off the ball. I mean, he's just proven to himself. He's just proven to the whole world. He's only 21 as well. Showing 20 or 21.
21, I think.
21, showing to the world that he's one of the best midfielders in the world. I mean, when I talk about João Neves, I think he's going to be on par maybe in the future with the likes of Xavi and Iniesta, with a pairing like Vitinha next to him as well. I think he can go that far.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Vitinha is much more silky on the eye.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not underrating him. He's an amazing player, world-class player, one of the best in the world. But I think João Neves is a better all-round midfielder. He can control the game. He could pop up with goals in final third. He can create chances. He can defend. He can slot in at fullback. And apparently, he's really good at headers. Vitinha said he's one of the best in the PSG squad at headers. And the next game popped up with a header against Bayern Munich. Yeah. So I think he's going to be really key for them. I think that midfield is going to be key for them. I think Bruno creating those chances, getting shots off as well, is going to be key for them. And I think they easily top this group. I think Colombia will come second. They've got Luis Diaz. I'm not sure who else.
James Rodriguez.
And then Congo and Uzbekistan. None of them will make it through into the final round. So I'll just say Congo third and Uzbekistan fourth. And that will take us on to Group L. We've got, our country. England in the group. England, Croatia, Ghana and Panama. Now England, big talking point, Tuchel's squad selection. What do you think about that?
I think he said in his interviews it's more about team cohesion than individuals, which I agree with. I think he's chosen the right squad for that. I think maybe there's certain players that he still should have brought, like Maguire, Trent and arguably Palmer. The thing about me with Palmer, man, I just think he hasn't had a great... I think in the Prem, he's had a great season and a half. I think the second end of the season before last he wasn't at his greatest. I think this season he's been poor. I think people are saying that in Chelsea he's got bad players around him, which I agree with. I do think he has bad players around him. But I think he hasn't helped himself in showing that these are bad players around me and I'm a good player. In terms of the fact that we see him play like Bruno at Man United. He's had bad players around him, and he's been their best player. And we can easily say that he's been their best player. But can we say the same thing about Palmer? Instead, we're saying that about Enzo Fernandez, which I can see in Thomas Tuchel seeing that Palmer hasn't been at his greatest and doesn't really deserve to go to this World Cup. And I've seen people talk about Foden and talk about his talent. I'm sorry, we have to stop this conversation about Foden and talent. We understand that he's one of the best talents that England has ever produced. I think I agree with that. But when it comes to playing for England, he's played in nearly every single position and hasn't once proved himself to be a great player for England. I don't think he deserves a spot in this World Cup. I never thought. I don't think he deserves a spot in this World Cup at all. I never thought Tuchel would pick him anyways. So I think the squad selection. I think he could have brought two or three more players instead of like players like Henderson or Jed Spence, which I don't think they've had a great season. I mean, Henderson hasn't been poor, but I don't think Henderson. I think it's time for him to put the fries in the bag. I don't think he needs to be going to the World Cup at this stage. And it's time, like players like Adam Wharton as well. I even forgot about Adam Wharton. I think it's time for them to be England's next generation, along with players like Trent and stuff as well. Yeah.
I just quickly want to touch on Trent and Palmer because I think them not being in the England squad is insane to me. I think Palmer especially, if you want to talk about talent, you've got players like Foden who, yes, they've got the talent, but they haven't produced. Palmer has produced. Yes, he hasn't produced this season, but we're looking at what they've done for England. You're bringing players like Henderson or whatever, or based on what they've done for England and what they can contribute for the England camp. But we're looking at what Palmer can contribute to the England camp, goal in the final. And you want those players, especially in the World Cup format, where it might go to extra time, it might go to penalties, where they're specialists in these sort of moments. I think Palmer will be one of the best for them. And I think Trent, his chance creation is something that, leaving at home, I can't understand.
I don't understand
his range of passing, crossing, even shooting, penalties. I think leaving that out to me is just insane, especially when you know that Reece James might go down with an injury, and you haven't got another player in the squad that is close to the quality of Reece James apart from Trent. And I don't understand leaving him out.
I can understand the Palmer one. I'm a bit on edge about it because I just feel like he hasn't been as of the quality that we know Palmer can produce, and which is why I can understand why Tuchel didn't pick him. Trent, on the other hand, I think in this season he's been in and out with injuries, but I think at times when he's played for Real Madrid, he's been one of their better players, even though they haven't had a great season. So I think it's really unfair for him to have not been chosen. And yeah, it's like Trent, for example, against Bayern Munich was, I think, one of their best players in that game, alongside with other players as well. But I think he was one of their best players in that game.
Yeah, I think with that being said, I think they'll still top this group easily. They've got great quality in attack. Kane, Bellingham. I think Bellingham will have an amazing tournament. I think he's criminally underrated. Not my style of 10 that I would like to see play, but I still think he's an amazing player. And I think they'll top that group easy. I've got Croatia and Ghana in the group as well. I actually think Ghana will come second in this group. Looking at this squad, I think they've got a few good players, especially in attack. They've got Antoine Semenyo, come to City. He's lit up City, scored important goals for them, scored goals in the FA Cup final, in the Premier League title race. They've got Inaki Williams, reliable for them. They've got a few other good players. And looking at Croatia, obviously they've got Modric.
But he's age. But
Perisic.
The player Modric, he's, as we've seen in his career, he's gotten better on with age. And I think even last World Cup he played well. I don't know. I don't really know how Croatia will do this tournament. I think the previous tournaments they've done really well, getting semi-finals and final. But I don't know if they'll be able to replicate that this tournament. I think there's way better squads than them this tournament, and I don't think they'll be able to do that because their players are aging as well. So
I just think Ghana's got a chance of becoming second.
Yeah.
I don't know if they will, but I think it'll be tight, especially because they've got Asian players. But I'll still actually go Croatia to finish second and then Ghana third.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Panama getting 0 points from that route, in my opinion. And that takes us on to the knockout stages. So you're going to have to read out what we're looking at.
What we're looking at, mate. Knockout stages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, guy, L Production.
L Production.
Production.
Baby.
So I don't know if it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
First, shall we do the whole left side or one by one?
Now, one by one.
So round of 18. First one, Mexico versus Japan.
Mexico versus Japan.
Home soil, I think Mexico will take it. I think
I'll go Mexico as well.
Yeah, I think Mexico will take it.
Next one, Canada versus Morocco.
I think Morocco
takes it.
Morocco takes it as well.
Switzerland versus Ecuador.
My country, not my country. Let me stop. My country to earn me some
Five
money
different
in the bets. Ecuador, we are making it far.
Okay.
Ecuador.
Yeah, okay, Ecuador, fair.
Brazil versus South Korea.
My country again.
How many
Brazil.
countries are you gonna
I
claim?
told you already. If you're Jamaican and we didn't make it. We lost to Congo stupidly. You have to rep Brazil. I'm going to Argentina top, but Brazil is my country. and we're gonna win the World
Some
Cup.
shameless
Brazil.
individual. Brazil, yeah, I agree.
USA versus Austria.
That's a
USA.
surprise game,
Yeah, I
but
think
I'll go USA.
USA, home soil again.
Ivory Coast versus Sweden.
That's
a tough
That's
game.
a tough game. I think I'm gonna go with bias. I'm gonna say Ivory Coast, but I think it'll be a very
I
difficult
think it'll
game.
be a tight game as well,
think
but
that-
I'll go with Ivory Coast.
Germany versus Norway.
Germany.
I'll go with Germany.
I'll
They've
go
just
with
got
Germany.
enough quality.
Yeah,
Way more quality.
Netherlands versus Turkey.
Netherlands. Yeah, they
Netherlands, but I think that'll be a tight game.
tight game. I think they'll struggle with Kenyan Yodas and Arda Güler.
Belgium versus Congo.
Belgium.
Belgium.
Uruguay versus Iraq.
Uruguay.
Uruguay.
Spain versus Saudi Arabia.
Spain.
France versus Egypt.
France.
Argentina versus Australia.
Argentina. Rerun.
Colombia versus Croatia.
I think Colombia will go through.
I'll go Croatia, you know.
Croatia. I think Colombia. They've got who they got. Luis Diaz, right? Am I right?
They
saying
should
that?
have Luis Diaz, I think. Let me
Luis
go through that
Diaz.
squad quickly.
Is Pacho? No, Pacho's Ecuadorian. I get confused with the flags. My bad.
I get confused with the flags. Like, I think you think that squad's better because you think they've got some.
Bro, they got James Rodriguez World Cup. You never know.
Daniel
They've got a
I think they've got 3-4 good players. But I think
I don't
Croatia
think,
still
I
have
don't
the same.
think Croatia. I mean,
Kovacic, Gvardiol.
okay, yeah. That sounds more like it. Yeah, okay. I'll go with Croatia.
Portugal versus Czech Republic.
Portugal.
England versus Algeria.
England.
Round of 16. Mexico versus Morocco.
Morocco.
Okay.
Ecuador versus Brazil.
Brazil.
No!
Brazil.
My teams.
My input.
What?
Yeah, go on.
During the qualifiers.
Louder.
During the qualifiers, Brazil and Ecuador have had like some tight games. Brazil have only managed to beat Ecuador one game by 1-0 as well.
Mhm.
Obviously, I don't know how it would go, but obviously they finished above Brazil by a few points as well.
Mhm.
And bear in mind, Ecuador have started.
Right, it's Brazil are
You shut that
gonna.
mouth.
Yeah,
Brazil will
Brazil.
smoke Ecuador.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
Yeah, Brazil. Trying to argue.
USA versus Ivory Coast.
Oh,
That's actually a tough game.
that's a tough game. I think.
He's gonna say Ivory Coast.
That's what I'm saying. We've got. It seems like it's gonna be.
But home soil takes you far.
Home field
You don't know about the USA. You don't know about those chants. Their defense. Trust me, USA.
I mean, they got a good squad actually. Let me
They got Pochettino as coach.
They got Pochettino.
They'll get over the line. In my opinion,
Pochettino in tournaments.
I think Ivory Coast. They'll do good to make it to the round of 16, but I think their journey will stop there.
They got Tyler Adams. They got Weah,
Weston
Pulisic. They got the LeBron James of football.
Yeah, I think USA will win that game.
Yeah. Sure,
Germany
I guess.
versus Netherlands.
Whew. I think
First Netherlands.
because Germany haven't done as well as they should be doing in the World Cups, I think they're gonna go out early, and I think they're gonna be. Yeah, I think they're gonna be that squad that goes out early. One of the big countries that go out early. I'm gonna be a disappointment this tournament, and I'm gonna go with Netherlands.
I'm just remembering that Netherlands actually took. Did they take them to penalties or extra time at least? They took Argentina to extra time at least in the last World Cup.
They did.
With that being said, I'm still going to go with Germany because I think Germany have much more quality in attack, and I think attack is going to win you these knockout games, especially. I think.
Yeah, it's about movement.
I think they've still got a shored up defense. I think their defense is good. They got Jonathan Tah in there, and I think Kai Havertz. I think that triangle of let me see.
Sorry.
I think
Kai Havertz.
I think Wirtz, Musiala, and Kai Havertz. That's going to be an excellent triangle, and I think that's actually going to take them far. And if you remember to the last Euros, they actually had a tight game with Spain.
Oh, with Spain, yeah,
being the favourites,
yeah,
and that's more recent than the last World Cup.
That's very true.
So I'm gonna go with Germany to win that game. Not sure about you.
I'll go with Germany simply because I believe in moments in the World Cup and the biggest tournaments. So yeah,
Belgium versus Uruguay.
Belgium.
Spain versus France.
Early.
That early. If they win,
Jeez, I think I'm gonna go with Spain because
Twice in a row.
Euros they beat them in Nations League. You don't know. The thing is, yeah, this is about whose attack is gonna be better than the other one. I think France have a better attack, but they have a worse midfield.
with better
But
defense.
their attack, I think France
have a better defense.
They do. They have Upamecano and they have Saliba, Teo Hernandez and Kunde. I think their midfield and defense. I think the defense and attack is better than Spain's. But midfield wins you games. We know that in football, most of the time midfield wins you games. But it's the World Cup, and I think Lamine Yamal. I think this is just his time to shine, and I think unfortunately France are gonna go out early. Yeah, I think France might go out early, but I can still see them. I think it could go either way. I think it's just dependent on who steps up, because with France, they do have quality players in terms of their attack, but you don't want to just rely on solely Mbappe. You need the whole cohort to work. And I think for Spain, it normally works. I think their whole attack, normally, like for example, Mike, I don't know how to pronounce his name. I'm just going to call him Mike. But Mike, he normally scores a lot of goals for Spain as well. And Nico Williams and Lamine Yamal on both wings. I just think Spain will go through. I think this is their tournament. And I think they'll go through to the quarterfinals.
I think that two-man of Lamine Yamal, Nico Williams will be back. They're going to be dancing. They're going to be having fun. I think these are the type of games that Lamine Yamal loves. These are the type of games that he turns up for. If you look at him in the big games, he always turns up. Inter Milan last year, Atletico Madrid this year, Real Madrid last year, this year. All the times he turns up in these games. Obviously, Mbappe's got an amazing World Cup track record, but as of late, you can't really see he's been turning up and carrying his teams in these big games. And you look at Lamine Yamal, he's been playing 1v3, 1v4, 1v5 in big games. And if you watch that game against Atletico Madrid, and he still made it work, he still scored in that game and created himself a lot of chances. And what you have to understand about Lamine Yamal is that he frees up space for the other players in his team. And I think with the quality that they've got, I think they're undeniable.
And Lamine Yamal, in terms of his quality, he's so far clearly like the best player in the world. I don't think okay, this sounds crazy, but I don't think the second person is as close to him as people would say. I think him being young and him showing the quality that he does in certain moments where every single game there's at least 3 or 4 players on him, and he doesn't seem to lose the ball. He's always creating a chance, and I think his production this season has even gone up. Unfortunately, he got injured towards the end, but I think he's just gonna show the world why he's the best in the world. Yeah. I think Spain will beat France. Yeah, Spain will beat France.
Argentina versus Croatia.
Argentina.
Portugal versus England.
Ooh. That's an interesting one.
I mean, even though Portugal have a great midfield, I think equally so do England. We haven't talked about their midfield as well. They've got Bellingham, Declan Rice, who's arguably been the best midfielder in the Premier League.
Let me just point something out here.
Yeah, go on.
What happened when João Neves and Vitinha butts into Declan Rice in that Champions League final? Let me tell you something. They weren't able to play how they usually do, control games how they usually do, and create chances how they usually do. I think Declan Rice's play style of sweeping up ground that quickly is the perfect counter to that midfield. Obviously, they've got other aspects. They've got Bruno, but I think Anderson and Rice at the base is a good counter to that midfield. However, Portugal have got undeniable quality.
They've got undeniable quality in their midfield, and I think in parts of their defense with Nuno Mendes and Cancelo. I think Cancelo has been doing really well for Barcelona. I think Nuno Mendes is obviously the best left back in the world, but I think in terms of when we look at the attack of Portugal and the attack of England, I think Saka for England is amazing. I know people want to hate on Saka because of the way he's been performing recently. Obviously, he hasn't been performing to his best standards. We have to remember he's been playing with an injury, and Harry Kane has been the best striker this season. And I think it's up to Tuchel whether he wants to play Morgan Rogers or Rashford or Gordon. But I think those 3 players will be better than, I think personally, Pedro Neto or Leao. Leao is a moments guy as well. He's an on and off guy, but it depends how he performs in that game. And I think their attack will offer more than Portugal's attack.
I think
in this game.
Exactly right. The attack is going to give England the edge in that game. I think that if you're looking at plays to create moments, you've got Harry Kane, the best striker in the world, who's operating at a far higher level.
And he needs to. I think this tournament he needs to step up.
Because what happened last one, missed the penalty.
Exactly.
I think he's operating at a far higher level than Ronaldo right now,
yeah.
And far higher level than their attackers. Saka produces moments for England. He produced a moment for England in the quarterfinals, I want to say, against Denmark last time to bring them back into the game. I think on the bench as well, England have got much more to offer. They might have Morgan Rogers on the bench, Rashford on the bench, Eze on the bench, and those type of attackers.
Yeah, they have
Brenda
way
wants to
more
say
depth.
something.
Battery, but today.
He's changed the battery.
Hit the recording button. It's like,
Say nothing. Do it.
Do it quickly. Yeah.
You still want to speak about the player of the tournament stuff?
We'll just talk about that quickly.
go on.
We can go.
Yeah.
Where were we?
I just finished speaking about England.
Oh, okay, yeah. England to beat Portugal.
Yeah, we'll go with England to beat Portugal in that game.
What else?
And then what's next?
Quarterfinals. What? Morocco versus Brazil.
I think Brazil will beat Morocco.
I think Brazil beat Morocco this time around.
USA versus Germany.
I
Germany,
think USA's run stops. Then go Germany
But I think that would be great for USA's reputation in the World Cup. I think.
to make it that far for
to
once.
make it- I think that would be like the dark horse of the tournament in showing that they're next upcoming for like to be one of the better countries in future international tournaments. So I think that would be really great for them to finish in the quarterfinals in this World Cup. What's the next game?
Belgium versus Spain.
I think
Spain
Spain
will go.
comfortably beat Belgium.
Argentina versus England.
I don't want to be that guy, but I think England's run stops there. I think in the World Cup, I think Argentina just got too much for them. On paper, you look at the teams and you're saying England should win that game. They've got better quality all around. But if you're talking about moments again, Messi in the World Cup, we know what he does in the World Cup. I think it's just him in the World Cup. Alvarez as well. I think we can't underrate Alvarez. He's been operating at a very high level this season. He's been world class, one of the best strikers in the world, or best attackers in the world. And I just think in the actual match, I think Argentina will have too much for England.
I agree. I think England, they're a bit too inconsistent when it comes to facing bigger teams in tournaments. I think Argentina, I feel like they're destined to also potentially win this World Cup because like they've gone off the back of winning that one and they've got less pressure now. And I feel like it'll be easier for them to go past against these teams. I think like England, the pressure will get to them, and they've been shown in previous tournaments where they've let the pressure get to them against France. Harry Kane missing that penalty, and in the Euros against Spain and in the Euros against Italy as well. I don't think they'll be able to handle it against Argentina. So I think Argentina will go through.
Semi-finals. Brazil versus Germany.
Ooh, I think Brazil could go to the final.
Brazil going to the final. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, my country.
Neymar's last dance is surely gonna maybe potentially win his first World Cup.
Spain versus Argentina.
I think it's time for Messi's run to end, and I think it's time for the next generation in Lamine Yamal to prove why he's gonna be potentially. I think potentially he could be the next greatest player of all. Like he could surpass Ronaldo's legacy. I don't think any player will be better than Messi. I don't think any player will be better than Messi. But I think this will be the time for Messi to pass on the baton to Lamine Yamal and for him to show why he's potentially going to be the next great.
I think that game will be closer, really, really close, closer than people think it will be. I think they'll both score goals in that game, both contribute a lot in that game, but I'll just edge it to Spain just because I think they have a better all-round team and Lamine Yamal has better players around him for that game. That leaves us with Brazil and Spain in the final. I think it'll be lovely to see Neymar get that World Cup in his last dance, but I have to edge it to Spain. Lamine Yamal, Euros, then the World Cup, and I think that already just not even starts off his legacy, but I think it cements it in history and just sets the way for him to be the best player in the world for years to come. I think he'll surely contribute into them winning the World Cup a lot, and maybe even set him on to winning the Ballon d'Or at age 18.
Yeah, I think him winning this World Cup will solidify his place as one of the greats, because we've seen it with Mbappe already, him winning the World Cup at 19 and then performing the way he did in 2022. And I think Lamine Yamal will do the same this tournament. And yeah, I think unfortunately for Neymar and the rest of the Brazil squad, I don't think they'll be able to beat the Spain squad. I think their quality as well I don't think they have the same quality as Spain as well. I think players like Vinicius Junior, he hasn't performed well for Brazil. Maybe this might be the tournament where
they've got Gabriel Martinelli.
Players like Vinicius Junior haven't been performing well for Brazil, and maybe this might be the tournament where he steps up, but he has been inconsistent for Real Madrid over the last 2 seasons. So who's to say that he'll perform well for Brazil? I think Rafinha plays well for Barcelona, but when he puts on that Brazilian top, he doesn't play as well as he should be playing. And I don't think they've got other players to look at where Spain, I think they've got better quality, and the World Cup's about moments, and I think having better quality players will bring those moments about, and for them to win the World Cup. Yeah.
So Spain winning the World Cup, which probably means you have Lamine Yamal as your player of the tournament.
Yeah, I do. I think he'll be the player of the tournament. I think he'll have the most assists in the tournament as well. Yeah.
So who do you have winning the Golden Boot?
The Golden Boot. If Spain make it to the, he might win the. I think he might also win the Golden Boot as well. I think he might also win the Golden Boot simply because he'll be the main contributor to them getting to the final.
I think the Golden Boot this year will be someone with less goals than in the previous years. I'm actually going to go with Messi. I think he's going to get a few penalties. He's going to score goals in open play. Semi-finals as well. I think he can win the Golden Boot.
So to win a World Cup, to win a Golden Boot.
And then for your young player of the tournament, who you go for?
I think excluding Lamine Yamal, I think it would be Nico Paz. I think he'll step up in this tournament and present himself to the world as to why he's one of the next talents to play in Europe. Yeah.
I think I'm actually going to go for one of the Turkey guys. I think Kenan Yildiz, I think you just can't overlook him. I think even in the group stages, he'll show something special, show enough as to why he should be the young player of the tournament. Even if they get knocked out early, I think maybe they could go to the quarterfinals. Even if they get knocked out in the round of 16, I still think he will show enough to warrant why Juventus don't want to sell him for any price or for that 100 million, in that 100 million range. And I think he'll warrant that in this World Cup.
And the dark horses of this tournament, I'm going to go for USA. I think home soil. I think they've got good players in attack. Christian Pulisic, Tim Weah, sorry. And I think they'll do well to reach the quarterfinals of this World Cup.
I'm going to go with Ecuador. I have a million bets faced on them. Keep laughing at me, yeah, but when they make it far, me and Brendan are going to be celebrating. Yeah, that's turned off again, but it's fine. So that wraps it up.
Yeah, concludes our first episode of the Total Football Therapy podcast. There'll be more coming soon.
Yep.
This World Cup.
If you enjoyed it, like, subscribe, share with friends. We very much appreciate it. And yeah.
Peace.